individual logos. Can you, brother, hold on, let me answer the question you asked me.
Not real. I just qualified this to you. Am I a priest of God, ETT, yes or no?
You are not correct in all your teachings, but I would agree that you are in certain aspects, yes.
No, am I a Levitical priest, yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah, so a Levitical priest, it is literally, now you do understand that it's actually a sin for you to disagree with me on this, right? Let's put that aside real quick.
Well, I would hold on, brother. If that's the case, well, is Elder Apostle Tahar a priest? So if you disagree with him, well, couldn't I try the same thing?
Elder Apostle Tahar is too old to actually serve as an active priest. So actually, at this point,
was he before though?
That's irrelevant because I'm a priest, so I can disagree with him. You can't disagree with me. That's the difference. And he no longer can be an active priest pursuant to Levitical law. I'm 30.
Okay, so 30 years old.
ATT, I'm 30 years old, so I'm the current ruling priest. I want you to understand that. So now let's go.
Each of the folks to give individual logos. Can you, brother, hold on, let me answer the question you asked me.
Not real. I just qualified this to you. Am I a priest of God, ETT, yes or no?
You are not correct in all your teachings, but I would agree that you are in certain aspects, yes.
No, am I a Levitical priest, yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah, so a Levitical priest, it is literally, now you do understand that it's actually a sin for you to disagree with me on this, right? Let's put that aside real quick.
Well, hold on, brother. If that's the case, well, is Elder Apostle Tahar a priest? So if you disagree with him, well, couldn't I try the same thing?
Elder Apostle Tahar is too old to actually serve as an active priest. So actually, at this point,
was he before though?
That's irrelevant because I'm a priest, so I can disagree with him. You can't disagree with me. That's the difference. And he no longer can be an active priest pursuant to Levitical law. I'm 30.
Okay, so 30 years old.
ATT, I'm 30 years old, so I'm the current ruling priest. I want you to understand that. So now let's go.
Barakateh Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakodash. If you missed that, go back and listen to it. Name of this lesson is Accept No Man. That comes from Ecclesiasticus. I'm going to read it real quick. Ecclesiasticus 4:22 in the Apocrypha, otherwise known as the Book of Sirach. Accept no man against thy soul, and let not the reverence of any man cause thee to fall. So you're looking at him right here. This dude right here, he's beside himself. He's tripping. And I'll just be honest, I never liked this guy. There's nothing personal. There's nothing, everybody out there that knows me knows that I never liked this guy, period. It's not a personal thing. I don't have, any personal gripe against the man. I don't know him like that. I never met him, and I'm glad I never met him. I'm happy that the Spirit never allowed me to be in the presence of this individual because I never liked him, period. And I'm not going to sugarcoat my feelings for this dude for anybody, because this guy is a piece of shit. And I'm going to just tell it like it is, And I'm trying to keep it as spiritual as I can. But see, this is the situation. This is what happens when you allow a demon like this to roam around, unchecked. You can't play with guys like this because this is the very reason why you have total disrespect in this truth, going way back in time with the different prophets and even unto this very day. This guy is not a man of the Lord. He ain't no man of the Lord. And Deacon Akai is not a man of the Lord either. Those are two demons, two devils that happen to stumble into the truth. They fall under the Jude, those that crept in unawares. And you, Hassad, you was listening in this thing, and it seemed like you really wasn't with it. But you know what? I'm going to say it like this. If you don't check this, if you don't leave after all this bullshit that's been going on, you are part of this. So you So you might not be right. You know? And I'm just telling it like it is. You know? Because at the end of the day, you brothers out there, you're supposed to know better than that. You know? You're supposed to know that right now, as we speak, our salvation, our justification comes through Yahweh Shai, not through the law. Do you guys believe in the New Testament? Or don't you? Because the way y'all acting is like you don't believe in the New Testament. You acting like you just only go by what the Old Testament say. And I'm not saying this because I'm saying that the Old Testament is done away with, because the Old Testament is not done away with. The laws are still in effect. But there are certain things that do not apply right now. And I'm going to show you. This is Hebrews, the 7th chapter. Am I bugging? Am I tripping? Or am I reading what the scriptures say? And is what he saying about Apostle Tahar not being, he had to retire because of so on and so forth? No. Because we read in Hebrews 7, which they do not believe in the Apostle Paul. That's why you can't play with these guys, man. You got to just tell them straight up what's going on and put them in their fucking place. Because this is what happens when you allow individuals to keep running rampant and not check them on shit. You see, this is what happens. These guys get proud. They continue to put that and push that bullshit out there. And then people out there are looking at them as being Israelites that are, you know, in the truth. And they're not. And this is what happens, you know, when you don't check these different individuals. You know, like I said, you, Gorilla Hebrew, why the fuck you would call yourself that when this devil, Sonetta gave you that name? I wouldn't even think about why you would even call yourself that when this devil gave you that name. And this devil is a part of some fucking bullshit. And you, Deacon Akai, you and this dude right here, both of y'all are guilty of setting up the brother up in Seattle, Uriah. And he's still a part of Great Millstone. He's still an active member of Great Millstone. One of the heads of Great Millstone. And you guys did what y'all did to him. I'm not going to forget that. Because what y'all did was wicked. If y'all had a beef with the brother, you should either step to him or allow the Lord to deal with the situation if you felt that you were dealt with unjustly. That's what the scriptures say. Anyway, Hebrews 7. Because you heard what this devil said. And this dude is a demon. I've been telling y'all this, and I'm telling you right now. This motherfucker is a goddamn demon. And he will be a demon until he proves himself otherwise. And I'm not accepting this dude. The scripture says, accept no man against thy soul. This man irks my spirit. And I'm not saying that he ain't right because he irks my spirit. I'm saying that this dude ain't right because of his actions. He's a total disrespectful individual. He doesn't respect his elders. He treats his elders like if they were just some peers. He talks to them any way he wants to talk to them. Calls them niggas and motherfuckers and all kinds of shit like that. Hebrews 7:11. Now, when we read this, you tell me if what he's saying is true, because what he's saying goes back to the law. Once a priest gets to 50 years old, he's not supposed to officiate the business of a priest. But we're not talking about a priest. We're talking about a prophet. A prophet's job always continues on. Was the Apostle John, when he got to 50 years old and after Yahweh Shai left, did he stop doing what he was doing? And if that was the case, why is the book of Revelation still written? Because the Apostle John, by this time, he was in his 90s. So why did he not leave that office and say, no, I'm retired. I got nothing else to do with this? Why? The Apostle Paul, when he got to a certain, Paul the aged. Did it not say that Paul was the aged? Oh, well, he wasn't a Levite. He was a Benjamite. So what? Doesn't matter, what the tribe the man is from. It matters of what his position is. And the apostle John was not a Levite. I mean, if you want to go that technical with it, he was a Judite. So why was he still out there teaching? Whatever. Hebrews 7 and 11. If therefore perfection were by the Levitical priesthood, because that's what was set up. The Levitical priesthood was set up for what? For anyone that had issues, or anyone that had in situations that were going on, and they had to either, try to better themselves, or try to bring out a sacrifice to be for forgiveness, whatever the case may be. That's what the Levitical priesthood was set up for. But perfection did not come to the Levitical priesthood. Otherwise, Yahushua would have not been called, because Yahushua was not a Levite. Yahushua was a Judite, is a Judite. And when he came on the scene, he came to what? To redeem Israel that was under that law. Now, like I said, I'm not saying in any way, form, shape, manner, and I know it's going to be misconstrued that way, that the law is done away with. The law is not done away with. But all of this argument that you're trying to bring is not relevant. So it says, for under it, the people received the law. What further need was there that another priest should rise after the order of Melchizedek and not after the order of Aaron? And this is why they don't accept the writings of Paul, because they're going off on their own thing. No, he went off on that. Nope, he went off on that. Well, did not the Old Testament speak about Yahushua? Did not the Old Testament speak about being forgiven? So if perfection came through, like it says, I believe that's in Hebrews, the 10th chapter, perfection came through the keeping of the law, then why did Yahushua come? Do they believe in Yahushua? That's the ultimate question. And I'm going to say this to you, Hassad. If you, after this whole situation, if you still riding with this dude, you still riding with them dudes, then basically fuck you too. You know what I'm saying? You take it how you want to take it. I believe you to be sincere, but if you riding with these dudes on this, after all this bullshit that's been going on, basically fuck you, man. Hebrews 7:11. And if anybody don't like it, forgive me, but kiss my ass. If therefore perfection were by the Levitical priesthood, for under it the people received the law, what further need was there that another priest should rise after the order of Melchizedek and not called after the order of Aaron? Because was not the priesthood after the order of Aaron? And that law that he's quoting goes back to the law of Aaron. And there was a certain point where there was certain, in the law you had, when you were 20 years old, you were able to be able to join the military. And then when you was a priest, I believe the time frame for being a priest was 30 years old. And then after you served your time, which was about 20 years, when you was 50, then you would be able to retire. Because when you look at the priesthood, it was very demanding. There were a lot of ins and outs on the priesthood. Because I remember reading the law back in the days and be like, wow, man, whew. Them Levites, man, they had it hard, man. They had it rough because there was a lot. So after 20 years old, you were able to be freed from that. And I'm pretty sure that those older priests were pretty much counselors to the younger priests, on how to, make sure that they officiated the business properly. But the bottom is, it says here, in Hebrews 7, I'm going to read it again. If therefore perfection were by the Levitical priesthood, for under it the people received the law, what further need was there that another priest should rise after the order of Melchizedek and not be called after the order of Aaron? Right? It says, for the priesthood being what? Change. Well, you know what? Let's look up the word change, because maybe it doesn't really mean change. Maybe it means, well, it means keep it to the letter. Maybe change meta ethemi. Maybe that means keep it the way it was. Change, to transpose two things, one of which is put in place of the other. To transfer, to change. To transfer oneself or suffer oneself to be transferred. To go or pass over, to fall away or desert from one person or thing to another. So basically the law was done away with in those different contexts. Now we keep the law to the best of our ability, and that's of course. But it says the priesthood was changed. So if the priesthood would change, there is made of necessity a change also of the law. So this is why you still have, the Yahushua said what? He said, he that endureth to the end, the same shall be saved. You don't kick a man to the curb because he's over the age of so-called, because if that's the case, then why is not John kicked out of that service when he was in his 90s, when he was still prophesying? And we're not under that Levitical priesthood, because it said here that the priesthood was changed. But this is where the bullshit comes. This is why the scriptures say, a child left to himself becomes willful. And I'm going to say it like this. I've held my tongue for a long time about this dude. I've held my tongue for a while. I mean, I've let it be known before how I feel about this individual. And I've held my tongue for a long time. Because I'm like, all right, whatever. I'm going to leave it alone. But I can't do that no more. I'm going to speak on it. This dude is Satan. He is up there with Vocab Malone. He's a demon. And so is Hakai. Hakai is a demon. All right? And I've made it known before, and I'm making it known now. Until both of these individuals make it right with the brother Uriah up in Seattle, that is still a part of Great Millstone, by the way, I can't fuck with these dudes. And you, Hassad, you got to make a decision on what you're going to do. Because after this whole situation, if you don't see that these dudes is Satan, then, hey, the hell with you too. I was a little harsher earlier, but, I really believe that you have some hope in you, So it says, for he of whom, for the priesthood being changed, there is made of necessity a change also of the law. And this is why they don't believe the Apostle Paul. Because first and foremost, this guy likes to wear that long hair. So he doesn't want to deal with having to cut that long hair because of what the Apostle Paul said. It says here in Philippians 3:1, finally, my brethren, rejoice in the Lord. To write the same things to you, to me indeed is not grievous, but for you it is safe. Because at the end of the day, it's about making brothers aware of what's going on so that they can be in that safe zone, not in the fake zone. Be in a safe zone, not in the fake zone. And the Apostle Paul spoke about a lot of these individuals that was going to come, that was going to be wicked individuals that was going to change the doctrine. And we see that going on. It says, beware of dogs, beware of evil workers, beware of the concision. For we are the circumcision which worship the Most High in the spirit and rejoice in Yahushua and have no confidence in the flesh. Because you had individuals that thought it was all about the law. And see, this is where the conflict comes, because we teach that the law is not done away with, and it's not. But we also teach that we're not going to be saved by the law. And if the law is the ultimate decider in anyone's salvation, why was there a need for Yahushua to come? Are they going to start saying that Yahushua is not a part of this? Don't be surprised. Because what is that scripture? I'm not sure if that's in Romans. Right, 2 Peter 2:1. But there were false prophets also among the people, even as there shall be false teachers among you, who privily shall bring in damnable heresies, even denying the Lord that bought them, and bring about themselves swift destruction. Because the Apostle Paul, what was his whole message? His whole message was about Yahweh Shai. There was not a man in the scriptures that bigged Yahweh Shai up more than the Apostle Paul. You know, of course, the apostles did also. But he bigged Yahweh Shai up a lot. I'll say it that way. So, how can a man like that be wrong when Yahweh Shai himself came to him? And you have individuals like this dude, Hakah, and the rest of the Sakari that ride with that the Apostle Paul was off. I'm telling you, I'm not holding my tongue no more. I'm tired of fucking holding back on this fucking guy here. I've done it for a long time. I'm not gonna do it no more. This dude is Satan, and his right hand man or left hand man, wherever you want to place him, Hakah, is Satan also. So Hassad, what you gonna do? What you gonna do, Hassad? You with Yahweh Shemal Shai or you with these dudes? You got to make a decision, bro. You know? You got to make a decision, my man. Romans 9:30. What shall we say then? That the Gentiles, which are the Israelite foreigners, which follow not after righteousness, have attained the righteousness, even the righteousness which is of faith. Why? Because they were justified by faith, not by the works of the law. But now, do we make void the law? Hell no. We still keep the law to the best of our ability. But if the scriptures say that Yahweh Shai changed that the Levitical law, then who are we to contradict that? Romans 3:30. Seeing it is one power which shall justify the circumcision by faith and uncircumcision through faith, do we then make void the law through faith? The Most High forbid. Yea, we establish the law. So we still establish the law. And we make that perfectly clear. But we know that the Levitical law is not standing anymore because Yahweh Shai, when he was crucified, that earthquake that came from the Most High. Came from Yahweh. Or do you believe that? Do you guys out there in the Sakari believe that earthquake that came from Yahweh? And that the temple was rent, the veil was rent, and that the way to the Holy of Holies was now made perfect through Yahweh Shai? Do you believe that? Or is that just a gimmick that y'all use to push your bullshit? So we got to question everything now. Because that is the way to the Father through Yahweh Shai. And read the Apostle Paul's letters. You know, I know that the apostles, you know, they big Yahweh Shai up always. And I'm saying this, you know, just as a just to show you that, you know, there were not a lot of men like the Apostle Paul that bigged up the great works of Yahweh Shai. So how can this man that bigged up the works of Yahweh Shai be off? Like they teach, these guys. And that means if they teach it, and Hassad, you with them, that means you teach it. By default, whether you agree with it or not. So let's go back to Romans 9:30. What shall we say then? That the Gentiles which follow not after righteousness, which are the Israelite foreigners, have attained to righteousness, even the righteousness which is of faith. So do they believe that? Because this is something that the Apostle Paul said. Do they believe that? Or do they not believe that? Do they believe all nations can be saved? But Israel, which are the Israelites, which followed after the law of righteousness, have not attained to the law of righteousness. Wherefore, or why? Because they sought it not by faith, but as it were by the works of the law. For they stumbled at the stumbling stone, which is Yahushua. So they stumbling at Yahushua. And at this point, I don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you gotta shut this down. Do what you gotta do, bro. I don't give a fuck anymore. I'm just telling it like it is. I'm not gonna hold my peace no more when it comes to these fucking clowns out here. These devils. You know, Yahushua wouldn't do it, and I'm not gonna do it. I'm tired of fucking curving my tongue, you know, for these guys. And not saying nothing because, you know, just holding my tongue back. I'm not going to do it no more. This dude is the devil. Hakkar is the devil. And Hassad, I'm going to say this, brother. If you still down with these dudes after all of this, you are the devil too. It says, as it is written, behold, I lay in Zion a stumbling stone and a rock of offense, which is Yahushua. And whosoever believeth on him shall not be ashamed, because at the end of the day, Yahushua became that faithful, that faith, that ability to get to the Most High. You know, the intercessor. That's why the Levitical priesthood was changed. This guy talking about, well, you know, Patar, you know, he's over the age, so he had to retire. No. This is to the end. To the end. Yahushua said, he that endureth to the end, the same shall be saved. We're not dealing with the law like that. I mean, we keep it to the best of our ability, but why? Okay, if you're gonna apply that, then how come you don't tell Jake to join the military when they get 20 years old? Because they're supposed to join the military. Do Israelites in America have a military? No. So when they're 20, they're supposed to join the military. So why you ain't telling them to join the military? And see, this is what happens when you a child left to yourself, and this is what happens when you try to keep everything according to the law, perfect according to the law. And we've never taught that. We've never taught that you keep the law perfectly. And we never taught that you can be saved that way. We've never taught that you have to know Hebrew 100% before you can be saved. But all these lies and slanders have been put against us. But nobody gives a fuck about that. But it's all good. You know? So I'm going to play this one more time, and I'm going to close out because the point is already made. You know?
To give individual logos. Can you go, brother? Hold on. Let me answer the question you asked me.
Not real. I just qualified this to you. Am I a priest of God, ETT? Yes or no?
You are not correct in all your teachings, but I would agree that you are in certain aspects. Yes.
No. Am I a Levitical priest? Yes or no?
No, you're not.
Yes.
Yeah, so a Levitical priest, it is literally, now you do understand that it's actually a sin for you to disagree with me on this, right? Let's figure that aside real quick.
Well, hold on, brother. If that's the case, well, is Elder Apostle Tahar a priest? So if you disagree with him, well, couldn't I try the same thing?
Elder Apostle Tahar is too old to actually serve as an active priest. So actually, at this point,
Was he before, though?
That's irrelevant because I'm a priest, so I can disagree with him. You can't disagree with me. That's the difference. And he no longer can be an active priest pursuant to Levitical law. I'm 30.
Okay, so 30 years.
Hold on, ATT. I'm 30 years old, so I'm the current ruling priest. I want you to understand that. So now let's go.
Wow. Hey, fucking pride has no limits. I am the current priest. Who the fuck made you the priest? Who the fuck made you the priest? You know what I'm saying? I got questions for you. Who the fuck made you the priest? The active priest. Who the fuck made you the priest? See, this is what happens when you let dudes just run off and do their own thing. And the Apostle Paul spoke about that, but they don't believe in that. No, the Apostle Paul went off. Why? Because he's checking you on shit that you doing that you shouldn't be doing. Anyway, I mean, I could go to a whole bunch of scriptures. I'm gonna leave it there. You know, you draw your own conclusions, man.